Hello, and welcome to our program. The topic of this report is the All-Terrain Vehicle Consent Decree. Virtually everyone in the industry is aware of it, but few truly understand its scope and implications. During the next 25 minutes, we'll take an in-depth look at the ATV Consent Decree, exploring the facts as they relate to the ATV industry, and then explain how to abide by the decree while continuing your all-terrain vehicle business. Before discussing the decree itself, let's take a quick look at the history of all-terrain vehicles. Honda's first ATV was introduced in 1970. Sales were slow for many years. Then, as more and more people discovered the ATV's potential for recreation and utility, sales started taking off. From 1981 through 84, sales increased by approximately 350%. Today, more than 2.4 million ATVs have been sold. Besides recreational use, ATVs are used by business, industry, and agriculture. In addition, ATVs are used daily by various local, state, and federal government agencies, law enforcement, forestry service, land management, search and rescue, and many others. Honda has always promoted the safe use of ATVs, dating back to the early 70s when the owner's manuals came complete with fully illustrated riding instructions. Over the years, Honda has continued to stress the safe use of ATVs. In January 1982, Honda published an extensive safety guide. In 1983, Honda also played an active role in the creation of the Specialty Vehicle Institute of America. The SVIA's primary goal is to promote ATV safety. Initially, this was accomplished by distributing safety booklets. Then in December 1984, the SVIA initiated a hands-on one-day rider training program. That same year, Honda produced the videotape, Talking ATC Safety. Copies were produced and distributed to all its dealers free of charge. Also in 1984, Honda continued its ATV safety-related efforts by producing brochures and a TV commercial featuring noted football celebrity Lyle Alzado. With these numerous efforts, Honda had recognized and responded to the need for rider education and instruction to promote the safe use of ATVs. Unfortunately, along with the growth in sales came an increase in ATV-related injuries. At this point, the Consumer Product Safety Commission entered the scene. Just as the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is responsible for highway legal road vehicles and the FAA for aircraft, the CPSC has responsibility over all consumer items not covered by other various agencies. That means everything from disposable lighters to toasters to ATVs. In March 1984, the CPSC started its investigation of ATV-associated injuries and deaths. This study took 2.5 years to complete and amassed over 12,000 pages. After all this time, no manufacturing or engineering defects could be found in these vehicles. Yet, various legislators kept applying pressure for an ATV buyback, and in all of this data, the CPSC could not establish the existence of a defect. What the CPSC's data did point out was that the misuse of ATVs was a major cause of accidents. During this full-scale analysis, American Honda fully cooperated with the CPSC in hopes that a resolution of this ATV issue could be found. In December 1986, the CPSC commissioners met and agreed to proceed with a lawsuit declaring all three-wheel ATVs and all four-wheel ATVs used by children under the age of 16 to be an imminent hazard, as defined by the law. In February 1987, the Department of Justice was given the matter from the CPSC to review for litigation, even though the injury rate had been on the decline since early 1985. The Department of Justice studied the case for 10 months. Unfortunately, for most of this time, the Department of Justice would not open discussions with the ATV industry to resolve the situation, in spite of numerous requests made by the industry. Settlement talks were finally initiated in late November, and after a solid month of negotiations, on December 30th, 1987, a preliminary consent decree was agreed to between the Department of Justice and the ATV industry. The final version of the consent decree met with the court's approval and was agreed upon and signed by the four major ATV distributors on April 28, 1988. Virtually every provision in the decree addresses riders and appropriate ATV use, areas which Honda has emphasized for many years. Honda and the ATV industry have made and will continue to make safety a top priority. In addition, Honda has every confidence in its product, a confidence that's reinforced by the fact that the government has found no defect in any Honda ATV. Immediately, the consent decree raised many questions with Honda ATV dealers all across the country. For instance, what is a consent decree? Why didn't the ATV distributors take this issue to court, since no defects were found? Are three-wheel ATVs illegal now? What do you have to do differently in your dealership to continue selling ATVs? One by one, we'll cover the answers to these questions. A consent decree is an agreement between two parties, which is enforced by the court. In this case, it's between the CPSC and the ATV distributors, and it is in effect for the next 10 years. Honda, along with the other ATV distributors, elected not to take this action to court for one primary reason. A lawsuit would not only be costly to both the ATV industry and the government, but could take years to come to trial. In the meantime, sales of all ATVs might have been suspended pending a final decision. This would have had a crippling effect on many Honda dealers, while depriving consumers and businesses alike of the possibility of purchasing new ATVs. You may continue to sell ATVs as long as you follow the guidelines set forth in the consent decree. Now, here are the specific details of the consent decree. It states that Honda and our dealers will no longer offer for sale any new three-wheel ATVs, and Honda will offer to buy back all new three-wheel ATVs from our dealers. Riding three-wheel ATVs has not been banned, and selling used three-wheel ATVs either by a private party or by a dealer is permitted. All new ATVs are classified into two age categories. ATVs 70cc up to and including 90cc are recommended for children aged 12 and older, while ATVs larger than 90cc are recommended for riders aged 16 and older. This means that Honda dealers must ensure to the best of their ability that ATVs being purchased from their dealerships will only be ridden by those people who meet the minimum age recommendations. The decree also states that dealers must strongly recommend that ATV riders under age 16 be supervised by an adult. This is exceptionally important. Parental supervision of a child should be stressed to anyone contemplating the purchase of an ATV. According to the decree, all new and used ATVs in a dealer's stock must display certain warning labels and hang tags. This is how the hang tags and labels appear today. Proposed new labels are currently being tested jointly by the CPSC and the ATV industry to evaluate consumer awareness and comprehension. When these new labels are produced, they will be sent along with revised hang tags to your dealership. In the meantime, until the new hang tags are available, 3 of the 4 existing hang tags must be modified by adding this age recommendation label. Remember, it's your job to check all ATVs, both new and used, to ensure that the proper labels and hang tags are up to date and displayed on the vehicles at your dealership. A supplement to the owner's manual has already been produced. It covers safe and unsafe ATV riding practices and must be given to each purchaser of an ATV, both new and used. You should have already received a supply of these owner's manual supplements. After the test of the proposed new labels, every known registered owner of a Honda ATV will receive by mail the age recommendation label, the general warning label, and the owner's manual supplement. You should already be familiar with the safety alert poster. It must be posted prominently anywhere ATVs are displayed. Another provision in the consent decree is that you must update the safety alert poster every 12 months when Honda sends the update to your dealership. When a new poster arrives, take the old poster down. Sometimes just a sticker will be sent. Apply it to the existing poster. A current safety alert handout must be given to every prospective ATV buyer. They also must be inserted in the sales brochures. A new ATV safety videotape is presently being produced and will be mailed to all Honda dealers upon completion. At that time, dealers must make the videotape available for viewing by all prospective ATV buyers. Until the new videotape is available, you must use the existing safety videotape. We recommend that you keep a supply of the safety alert handouts next to your VCR so they're convenient to distribute. A special toll-free safety hotline has been established by the ATV industry and is available to all consumers. When someone calls, they can receive information in regard to the consent decree, CPSC injury and fatality statistics, age recommendations, the importance of adult supervision, potential risks and hazards of ATV riding and rider training information. There is also another toll-free number for rider training that provides information on local classes. Based on approval from the CPSC, Honda is developing new advertising guidelines that incorporate the appropriate ATV safety information. To raise public awareness about ATV safety, all of the ATV distributors are joining forces and spending a combined total of $8.5 million in TV commercials and print ads from fall 1988 through spring 1989. Finally, you could still have some old sales brochures that do not meet the guidelines of the decree, so they must be discarded. Other brochures must be modified with new age recommendation stickers and insertion of the safety alert handout. The ones which you may use must have the safety alert inserted into each brochure. One of the most important elements of the consent decree is the rider training program. The actual training will be provided free of charge to new ATV purchasers through the ATV Safety Institute, which is the new training arm of the SVIA. Hands-on training will be available to all those who have purchased a new ATV after December 30th, 1986. To encourage buyers and their families to learn the safe way to ride ATVs, this course is offered free to all buyers and qualified family members. And for a nominal fee, training will be made available to all others who wish to learn to ride. In addition to free training, after submitting verification of training completion, Honda will send all new owners of Honda ATVs purchased after April 28, 1988, their choice of $50 cash, a $100 savings bond, or a merchandise certificate. Now, let's visit a dealership. Notice how all of these ATVs have the labels properly installed and have the appropriate hang tag. These have been modified with the age recommendation stickers, and behind the ATVs is the safety alert poster, prominently displayed, right where it's supposed to be. Now, let's watch a typical scenario of what a dealership salesperson must do with each and every prospective customer of a new ATV.
Good afternoon. Hi. This 4Trax 350 is quite a machine, isn't it?
Whoa, it sure is. And actually, I'm looking for an ATV for my son to trail ride on the weekends.
How old is he?
I just turned 17, and my wife and I were thinking about buying him one for a graduation present.
Will anyone else be riding the ATV?
You have another son?
How old is your other son?
15.
I think the TRX 125 would be a good choice for your oldest son, but we recommend that riders be at least 16 years old before riding any ATV above 90cc. We also strongly recommend that you personally supervise your son while riding.
Notice how the salesperson checked the age of the riders to ensure that his customer was directed to the correct size ATV. He also stated that ATVs over 90 cc are not recommended for riders under 16 and emphasized the importance of parental supervision.
Do you and your son know how to ride an ATV?
Me? Of course, I've been riding motorcycles for years.
Well, these ATVs handle somewhat differently than a motorcycle. So, we recommend that all new ATV riders attend a certified hands-on riding course. It's free of charge when you buy a new ATV.
Can my son come too?
All members of your immediate family can come for free training so long as they meet the qualifications. And when you complete your training, Honda will send you your choice of $50 cash, a $100 savings bond, or a merchandise certificate.
Just for learning how to ride an ATV?
Well, just for learning how to ride one the right way. Your safety is important to us.
So far, this salesman has done everything by the book. He's reviewed the ATV age recommendations and explained the availability of rider training. All that's left to do before the point of purchase is cover the safety alert handout.
Now, I'd like to show you the current safety alert handout. Please read it carefully. It details the potential hazards of riding an ATV. There's also safety information in your owner's manual and instructions on how to properly operate your ATV. Let me know if you have any questions.
All right, thanks.
In the future, Honda will be sending out an ATV quality delivery checklist. And while this checklist is not a provision of the consent decree, it will help you comply. Many customers will appreciate your honesty and concern for their safety, and the extra time spent with each customer will help build confidence in your dealership and establish a valuable rapport. This consent decree will mean a change in the way you do business. Honda and all ATV dealers will be under close scrutiny to ensure that we're giving it our best to minimize ATV-related injuries and fatalities. To ensure that dealerships around the country are complying with the consent decree, representatives of the CPSC, the Department of Justice, and the State Attorneys General are randomly visiting dealers. These people are attempting to test dealership personnel to ensure your compliance with the consent decree. Consequently, it's vital that each inquiry about ATVs be answered correctly and completely. American Honda is also sending out independent shoppers to monitor dealer progress and performance, and dealer principals will be made aware of any shortcomings in their staff's performance. The bottom line for Honda dealers is compliance with the consent decree. This multifaceted program has been carefully designed with that one goal in mind. But to make it work, it takes 100% support from you. As history shows us, Honda has always been a strong supporter of ATV safety, and many of the measures contained in the consent decree were already in use at Honda dealerships. The consent decree has encouraged the other ATV distributors to adopt these safety-related measures and to do so in a timely manner. In conjunction with this videotape, you also received a quantity of ATV consent decree tests and answer sheets. Every employee in your dealership should take the test, then send the answer sheet back to American Honda in this business reply envelope. Be sure to fill out the answer sheet completely and legibly before returning the test. Some dealership employees have their names already printed on the answer sheets. Verify that this information is correct before sending it back. By evaluating your results, we can help determine how we can all better comply with the consent decree. Let's briefly review. There are several things that you, as a Honda dealer, must stress to your customers. First, they must get proper instruction before ever operating an ATV. You should recommend that your customers attend a certified training course before beginning to ride. Second, you must impress upon your customers the importance of following the safety warnings in the owner's manual, the supplement, and displayed on the vehicle. Customers must understand that failure to obey these warnings could result in severe bodily injury or death. Third, ATVs should be properly matched to the age of their riders, based on the age recommendations outlined in the consent decree. You must also emphasize to your customers that ATVs are not toys, that ATVs have unique handling characteristics, which can be mastered by a beginning rider through a certified training course. And this course is offered free to all buyers and qualified family members for new ATVs purchased after December 30th, 1986. Honda's leadership role in ATV safety has helped reduce the ATV injury rate by 33% since 1984, as estimated from CPSC statistics. It is our hope that with all of us following the consent decree and educating our consumers, injuries should continue to drop while ATV popularity continues to grow. Together, we can make it work.